Saul, the first chosen king of Israel, was a brave man, frustrated by the long standoff.
You cowardly slave women! Wormy God, Jehovah!
The boy David had never heard Jehovah cursed, and he was badly shaken with the horror.
The monster has cursed the living God. Who will we send down to destroy the monster for his blasphemy? Which one of you will go?
Hold your tongue, boy. Do not shame us all. You're just a noisy kid and you do not understand.
It made David sick at heart that the giant could blaspheme unchallenged. So much that he rushed to get an audience with the king. While in the king's tent, Abner was trying to convince Saul of his plan.
This is all too complicated, Abner. It makes no sense to me at all.
The Philistines always do battle the same. With their heavy armored phalanxes, war horses, and dreadful chariots. Deprive them of these, and we would defeat them in hand-to-hand combat.
And how would you do that, Lord General? Their horses and chariots are here at the back of their camp in the most heavily defended place.
Move the Benjamite archers up these draws on their flanks. Use fire arrows to set their camps ablaze. Create pandemonium. Move the Danite spearsmen to breach their foreguard here and here. Strike into their middle.
And have the Philistine perimeter guards gone blind while you're creeping into these positions?
If a diversion could be found, something to hold their whole attention until we
Please,
could
sir,
deploy these men.
Let me pass. I must see the king. It is urgent. I must see his majesty. Let me in.
To the veteran guerrilla fighters, David's outrage was amusing, but the shepherd boy would not be put off.
Let the boy through.
For over a month, in spite of the rewards King Saul offered, not one man had come forward. Till now, the frail shepherd boy pled for the chance, and the king was sourly amused.
What is this nuisance?
Please, your majesty, make me your champion, that I might slay the monster that blasphemes against God.
The giant Goliath?
He rages against God, and against you, mighty king. I have killed bears, and a lion, too, that attacked my father's sheep. And I will do the same to this monster that curses God and Israel.
David's determination to fight the giant seemed so strong, it gave Abner an idea.
Do you value your young life so little that you would foolishly cast it away?
God gave me life, Lord General. It belongs to him.
What do I see in your eyes, General?
I think the Lord has sent us our diversion, Majesty.
The main problem I have with this story is that no army would ever risk the outcome of a battle on a single combat. It is too ridiculous for any professional soldier to even consider.
A battle of champions was a common Aegean tradition of letting matched champions duel to the death to determine the winner of a battle and to avoid the bloodshed of a full-scale battle. These people genuinely believed that the stronger god was on the side of the winner, which made further combat unnecessary. In this case, it was as much a duel between Jehovah of the Israelites and Dagon of the Philistines as it was between David and Goliath.
Hail, Goliath of Gath! In the morning, Israel sends down a champion to answer your challenge!
We can only speculate what Abner was thinking. Perhaps he thought sending a small, frail boy down to meet the giant Goliath would divert the attention of the entire Philistine camp. But he would have to thoroughly coach David to make the fight last.
I will do exactly as you say, Lord General. I will delay fighting the monster, making him pursue me.
We must have that time, David. You must keep away from him until our archers have reached the flanks of the pagans. Listen for the sound of the shofar.
Saul awakened, deeply troubled and saddened at the sight of his frail chance. Then he tried to make David put on his own heavy armor.
Forgive me, Majesty, but I can't wear this armor. It's too big and too heavy. And the sword, I can hardly lift it.
What weapon would you use against the mighty Goliath?
Just my sling, Great One.
A simple shepherd sling?
Just so, Majesty. To the archer his bow, to the shepherd his sling.
According to the Bible, Goliath was wearing 125 pounds of Aegean scale armor, a handheld shield capable of deflecting arrows and spears, a heavy helmet, and shin guards. A small leather slingshot and a tiny pebble against an adversary like Goliath puts a strain on even the strongest faith.
At first consideration, a simple slingshot would seem a pretty poor weapon to take into a duel to the death. But there are strong opinions to the contrary.
Records exist of slingers hurling stone missiles with enough force to shatter helmets, body armor, and even shields. It is recorded that even the ancient tribe of Benjamin had a whole army of slingers who could hit targets up to 200 feet away with lethal accuracy.
The idea of David using a sling and stone to kill a professional soldier dressed in armor is as ridiculous as bringing down an elephant with a BB gun.
In the Arab world today, particularly among the Palestinians, the sling continues to be used. Both the Greek and Roman armies used deadly slingers. Sling sharpshooters made up a large part of Hannibal's army in 218 BC.
But is a sling a deadly weapon? As late as the Spanish Civil War in 1936, slings were being used with deadly results. Just how accurate and lethal are slingshots? We went to Stacy Groscup to find out. He's a weapons exhibitionist skilled in archery, blowguns, rifles, tomahawks, knives, and of course, the slingshot.
This sling consisting of a leather pouch and 2 thongs is a replica of the one carried by David. The ammo I'm going to use are marble-sized lead balls and stones. Brookstones were used by David against Goliath. These sling missiles would have been used in military combat and for hunting in ancient times. The target is a 1x8 pine board at about 40 feet distance. As you can see, the ancient sling was quite effective. In the hands of an expert like David, this sling was certainly a most deadly weapon.